Okay, so today, all right, let me just share my screen. Okay, today everyone can see my screen, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
can see.
all right. So today we want to focus in this chapter, which is hydrocarbon and isomer, under homologous series, which means that this homologous series, right? It means that it is the same family of hydrocarbon, which means they have the same general formula with the similar chemical properties because they have the same functional group. But this one is the stuff that we have already learned in other lessons. Today, we look inside this chapter, a small part inside this chapter, which is like sometimes very confusing, structural isomerism. Okay, that means that they have the same molecular formula, but different structural formula. Okay, so here, let's look at our next screen. Okay, so everyone can see my screen? Okay, this
Yeah,
one is the
can.
new
Yes.
screen. All right, okay. So you see, this is one example here. So you see here, this one is but one in, build one in or but one in, right? Um, Basically, when we see but, all right, but, it means there is 4 carbons. So you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, obviously the C is the carbon now, right? And then when we have this ENE, it means that it has a double bond. The special thing about this it has a double bond, which you can see here. Can you see Cindy? Can you see the double bond? Okay, yeah, she nod her head. So yes, yes, she typed here. Okay, so yes, the double bond. So that's what's special about this ENE. It has a double bond. And then you see, where is this double bond? It is in the first one. That's why this one is called but one in. That's where the one come from. Let me circle it. Because this double bond is linked to the number 1 carbon and the number 2 carbon. But when we always have like that, we always choose the smaller number. So Kasun, number 2 and number 1, who is smaller?
Number one.
Then we choose number 1. Oh. That's why this one is called but one in. Okay, okay. If you're still confused, let's look at this second example first. Then maybe it'll be clearer, right? So you see here, this one here is but 2 in. So you see the difference between these two names is only the number. See or not? Sydney. This was but 1 in, this was but 2 in. The only difference is the number. Yes or no? Mm. Nod your head if you say yes. Okay, yes, she nod her head. So you see here, the double bond is linked to number 2 and number 3. Kasun, number 2 and number 3, which one is smaller?
Number
2,
two.
3. Number 2 is smaller, correct or not? That's why here we write but 2 in. But do you all see the difference here? The double bond in the first example is connect to the number 1. The double bond here is linked to the number 2 and number 3. But then after that, we choose the smaller one, which is number 2. Do you all see how we get the name for these two? Yes or no? Okay, yes,
Yes, teacher.
yes, thank you. Okay, let's look at another example. So down here, I have another example. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. All right. Okay, this one not fully drawn yet, but we look at this one first. So this is butanol, but is butan 1-ol. The number is 1. You see here? Because for this is alcohol, right? Alcohol, the special, just like here, this ENE, or the special thing is the double bond. Here, the special thing is the OH, hydroxide. We call it hydroxide, right? The OH. So, do you see this OH is linked to number 1? Okay, since it's linked to number 1, that's why this one is called butan 1-ol. So now let's try a different example. Maybe I want butan 2-ol. So here I'm going to delete this one here. We use red pen because it's important. We use red pen to draw. Down here like that, OH. And then here, let me use the light blue color. This one here is H. Do you all see here? Okay, so this one here is what we call, it's almost the same name, okay, because it also has 4 carbons. When it has 4 carbons, it's always but. In front here is BUT. You see here, there's 4 carbon. Here, there's 4 carbon. The only difference is the OH here is linked to number 1. The OH here is linked to number 2. So what's this called? Butan 2 all. Is everyone clear? Can you see clearly how the name works? Like why this one is number 1, why is this butan 2 all? Clear or not clear?
Yes.
Yes, wow, with a lot of S. Okay, and one more thing, okay, just to remind everyone, right? The way that we draw this hydrogen, which is the next level, right? All this hydrogen, you must always make sure we don't simply draw, okay? We must make sure that each carbon, okay, every single carbon has 4 friends. Why? Because it has 4 valence electron, which is their outside layer. There's 4 electrons. So it needs to share with 4 other atoms. So here you see this carbon is sharing with 1, 2, 3, 4. Happy or not, Kasun? They have 4 friends. So happy,
Happy,
right?
very happy.
Yes. Right? Cannot be more than 4, cannot be less than 4. It must be ngam, just right, 4. So you see here, this number 2 also, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then this number 3 also, it has 1 friend, 2 friend, 3 friend, 4 friend. Sharing electrons with 4. Down here also, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So every carbon must be sharing with 4. So that is the general gist. So after this, we can do some exercise. Any questions? Yes, no?
No, no,
Yes, no?
no.
No. Okay, thank you so much. That's all for now.